What up, guys? GM just released, now look, this is my favorite part of the car. Okay, so GM just released a comparison between the CT5V, or just the CT5 platform, the Alpha 2.2. Cutting to the chase, this is my favorite part of the car because no matter what you do, no matter what, you cannot, this is the car. The chassis is the car. I hope that they drop a lot more articles, videos, whatever, pieces of info up about this car. And the GM, if you're watching, I know you are, it would really help to be able to explain or help push this platform even further if we could get spot weld count as far as metal usage and placement graphs. Yeah, I think that would really help. That would really help me, because I would make a video on it as far as explaining the chassis and why it does what it does. Getting in today's topic, GM Authority posted this article today, and it says, will the next generation Camaro be bigger? And if you look at the bottom of that paragraph, it pretty much confirms we're getting a four-door car, as it reads. As GM Authority covered previously, the next-gen Camaro will shift from a two-door coupe convertible body style to a four-door layout mid-size footprint. Like it, love it, leave it, we're getting a four-door Camaro. Mid-size. Keep in mind, this is still smaller than the Dodge Challenger. Dodge Challenger was a massive heavy boat, but I think the CT5V is a pretty awesome car. I like it. As a matter of fact, I was going to order one until I found out that it was going to be like $112,000 to $122,000 when I was going to order it. No thanks. The $77,000, yeah. I think my ZL1 started at $68,000, and by the time it was out the door with the, the secret tax and all, everything, it was like $77,000. So, about $45,000 cheaper, and you're gonna get pretty much the same drivetrain minus two doors. Is what it is, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I do think that there's gonna be one good thing that comes from this, is pretty much no matter if you get the rental car all the way up to you get the production monster, we're getting rid of convertibles, and I think there's a lot of value in that. I do. As far as buying these cars wrecked on, from Copart or whatever, there's gonna be no more, because we all know as soon as they make a convertible or whatever, the convertibles, the value tanks on them, nobody wants them. They're just sloppy, wet noodles on the road. Even the 6th gen ZL1, they had to have that big, massive X bracing underneath of it. They look kind of weird, but I mean, they're not all that bad. But yeah, nobody likes the convertibles except for, older people and people that have no intentions on pushing the car very hard at all. And it blows my mind how many of them get ordered or how many get made. Whether they're just dealer allocations and they just put them on the lot, I don't know. But I love the fact that we're getting rid of convertibles. I think that's amazing. If you scroll further down in the article, there was one part, and this is pretty much the only part I'm gonna read. And it says, comparing the interior dimensions of the final 2024 Camaro Coupe and the current 2026 CT5V provides some useful context. And it does, I agree. In terms, the exterior of the CT5 gets a longer 116-inch wheelbase compared to the 110.7 inches for the Camaro, while the overall length is high as well, which has no impact other than parking, measured 193.8 compared to 188.3. The Cadillac is also taller at 57.2 versus 53.1. This is visibility only. This has nothing to do with performance. The performance aspect is going to be center of gravity and where they keep the mass of the car. Keep that in mind. So that's pretty much useless other than visibility. Though the Camaro is slightly wider without mirrors, measuring 74.7 inches compared to the 74.1 on the CT5. So pretty much there was a lot of fluff as far as the interior trim panels is all the way out to the skin. 74.7. Now keep in mind, as on the Ford Raptor or whatever, up to 80 inches without, I don't know if that includes mirrors or not. I'll look it up and try to put it down here. 80 inches as far as the width of the car. The DOT makes you put those 3 amber marker lights on the roof. So we know that this car is going to be like super within that 75-inch range. You know what I mean? That's kind of cool that they kept the CT5V or CT5. Sorry, I keep referencing the V. It's just the CT5. CT5 is a little bit narrower, and they made more use of the interior room as far as make it feel a little bit more roomy. I'll put the specs up here. This is good information to keep on hand or to have access to. These articles they get hard to find, but these videos don't. So there, screenshot it, do what you got to do. The only thing I'm worried about, I'm not even worried about the track, because with the suspension they put on these cars, the mag ride really numbed out my ZL1 and my SS1LE, and I noticed that dramatically going back to my 4th gen Camaro. The chassis is way more communicative in my 4th gen than it was on my 6th gen. The mag ride numbs it out, the electric steering numbs it out, just simply with the big wheels, the big brakes. Takes that big, that torquey electric motor to turn all that as fast as it is turning it. So the track, I really don't pay attention to anymore, especially because they go with the staggered setup on wheels, the narrower wheels in the front as opposed to the wider tires in the back. That really has a lot to do with it. So the height and everything, like I said, is all visibility. I'm waiting to see what they're gonna make this out of. So GM, if you're watching, or if anybody has any contacts with GM, or they have like any contacts with GM I can reach out to, put it in the comments. I will reach out. It turns out it's a bust and it's a fake, probably gonna get blocked. I'll probably just ban it from the channel altogether. Yeah, my channel, my rules. I'm not giving up on this car just yet. I know a lot of people, there's been a lot of comments. I read my daily, or not my daily polls. Let me know if you want to go back to daily. I kind of like the weekends and just sprinkle, a day or two in the week. I know everybody gets busy throughout their work week, but I don't want to like overwhelm people, get people to the point to where they get tired of the polls. I read a lot of those comments and I try to get back to everybody. And I know that the 4-door is a big letdown, but I'm not giving up on the car just yet. Am I looking at purchasing one? No. This is kind of like shifting the change as far as like what I think is going on at GM, because I think that what is going to happen now is I think the Corvette's just going to do its own thing, in the Camaro next generation, they're kind of going to be changing the mindset of this car, and I think that this is going to be a trickle down effect from the CT5V Blackwing. So this is going to be, how the Corvette was pretty much whatever the Corvette got, the Camaro got. Well, I think they're going to be changing gears here, and it's going to be pretty much whatever the CT5V Blackwing does, the Camaro is going to get. So I think that that's kind of going to be the new way. I could be wrong. If I am, I'll admit it. Ain't no big deal. As far as Buick goes, tell me what you guys think in the comments, but I think, GM might be bringing back the Wildcat name. If I can find the article, I'll put it here. There's been some other content creators kicking around like a couple years ago. Nothing new or whatever, but I think it could be the Wildcat. Could be, long shot, something to keep in mind. This 2.2 platform can accept hybrid. I think it can accept electric motors in the front, rear wheel drive, or all wheel drive. So this is like super versatile. As far as this thing, if it can handle, it might be the Swiss Army knife, the dual chassis for GM. This thing, like I said, the Alpha, which the Camaro 6 platform was built on, that thing was good. So I know that they took like the CT series and they shaved off a couple 100 pounds. So it's going to be interesting. Are they going to take a carbon copy of the CT5 or what CT platform and that's gonna be the Camaro, the hand-me-down. I'm trying to think of a nice way to put this. The low rent CT5V Blackwing, maybe? I don't know. If it is, I kind of like that because I like the underdog aspect to it. But nonetheless, I think that we're going to be seeing this car really soon, anytime now. I'm just guessing within the next 60 days we'll be seeing it. They did hint to that as well in the article, so I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. The chassis is going to be... Okay, I will put it this way. The chassis and the looks are the two things that I'm looking forward to. We already know that they're gonna put a big motor in it, it's gonna be fast or whatever it's gonna handle. The suspension, I'm hoping that we get, you know, something other than just like a shimmed, just a regular shimmed hydraulic shock. You know, with the ZL1 1LE, we got the Multimatic spool valve. That was pretty cool. But the mag ride, the mag shocks, they leaked all the time. They couldn't take the abuse, and they really numbed out the experience. So I'm really hoping they change that up and make the car talk to you and be more visceral, analog, raw, whatever you want to call it. So hit me up in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me your predictions, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you.